Okay folks, this is a remake of a video I made last night. I was up here about 8 o'clock, 9 maybe, and it was just too dark. I've got a lamp, a gas lamp that I can work by, but it's just not enough light for the sensitivity of this camera. So I'm back up here tonight, and I'll basically go over what I talked about last night. If you remember, I was getting about 0.08 of a millimetre run out on the shaft, and I wasn't sure if it was the shaft was bent or if it was down to the centres having an issue. Now, I thought possibly that they may have received some minor damage when I tapped the shaft out of the bearings, so I've basically cleaned up the centres by hand using a small drill, okay? Just deburring the small edge between the taper on the centre and the flat on the end of the shaft, and it's actually improved things quite substantially. Prior to starting this video, I have taken the top dead centre of the shaft on the digital test or dial test indicator or clock, and if I move it inwards it drops off. If I return it comes up to the 0 and then slightly past. It's not a very good mag base or dial test indicator I have here, and then if I continue to take it outwards it starts to drop. So okay, you can see there's a bit of a slope there, about 0.5 that's 0. That's just, negative 1/100. Right, okay. So, I don't know if you're seeing that actually on the viewfinder. I keep forgetting to watch what the viewfinder is seeing and not what I'm seeing. Right, so do that again. She drops off, reverse the direction, and she comes up to 0 or very near, and then drops off again. The opposite direction, she comes up to 0 and drops off. Back again, there we go. So there's maybe 0.5 in it, yeah. So that's her on top dead centre, and if I rotate the shaft now, I'll just try and steady this slightly for a moment. So if I try to when I rotate that now, 1/100th, 2/100th, 2.5, 3/100th. Okay. Too much zoom. To 2.5. So that's not bad, eh? Let's zoom out a little bit more. Maybe 3. So I've at least halved the run out on the bearing journal by just cleaning the centre. Right. So what I'll do now is I'll move the cross slide inwards. I'll zoom out here so you can see the whole picture. I've got a slight issue here with the interference on the tailstock, so I've got to be aware of that. So that's the needle off the shaft now. So I'll take the whole cross slide forward, bearing in mind the position of the needle so it doesn't hit the rotor. I've got clearance here now, so I'll move it in further. Yeah, I've still got clearance. Okay, that's good. And then I'll move a bit more, bit more. There we go. Right, we're clear. So I'll get that over to the second journal now. Back out. Now this is something that I was mentioning on the video last night, and that's the register on the right was showing a run out of, not the register, but the bearing journal was showing a run out of about 3/100ths, but I had it set to 0 on the top dead center. Okay, now when I move it over here, you'd expect that should at some point be on 0 on the left bearing journal. So let's see what happens tonight. I have the shaft has been altered, of course, repositioned, so it may. Right, we're taking a touch there now. She's coming up, -10. That's plus 1/100ths, right? So that's plus 1/100th, right? There we go. That's not bad actually. And if I rotate that now, you'd expect that to go up to maybe 4/100ths. Let me see what we can get tonight. So she's dropping, dropping, dropping. Okay, that's actually pretty bloody good. Yeah. I'm pleased with that. That's reading the same as the right hand side bearing journal. Yesterday evening when I tried it, maybe it was just the dim light, but I was getting a variance in the two journals. They were, I don't recall exactly, but they were both giving a 4/100ths run out, but each time I shifted from one bearing journal to the other, I'd have to re-zero the clock, which, no, I did it once or twice. I possibly knocked the clock in the dim light, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, basically I'm down to 3/100ths of a millimetre now run out on the bearing journal, and that's fine. That'll do me. So onwards and upwards now. The next thing now is to do the put the new bearings on. I've created a small drift, and there's one of my first chips. Look, I've just knocked the tailstock and chipped the paint on the top slide. Ah well, it was going to happen sometime. Maybe touch it up some other night when I've got time. Right, so I'll stop there, folks, while I get this moved over to the workbench, and then I will have a second update for you this evening. Thanks for watching, hope you've found it interesting, and have fun.